I'm so happy.
Dear Esther, I have now driven the stretch of the M5 between Exeter and Bristol over 21 times. But although I have all the reports and all the witnesses, and have cross-referenced them within a millimetre using my Ordnance Survey maps, I simply cannot find the location. You'd think there would be marks to serve as some evidence. It's somewhere between the turn-off for Sandford and the welcome brake services. But although I can always see it in my rear-view mirror, I have as yet been unable to pull ashore.
You turn on your signal indicator lights and you pull into the hard shoulder. Pulling ashore on the M5 is not a taxing task. Actually, I've not been on the M5, so I can't really say that for certain. But if it's anything like the M1, the M4, the M40, or the M25, shouldn't present too much difficulty. Alternatively, you're a terrible driver. Left, right, right, left, left. Or dead center. Nah. We will go left. Left shows potential. Left shows promise. Left will likely be the death of me, or be the longest possible route to take. But that is the direction I have chosen. And I will continue. Forward! Avanti! Veni, vidi, posterior kiki. Name that film reference. Oh! What the A flutterby. Buttered fly. Come on.
I've begun to wonder if Donnelly's voyage here was as prosaic as it was presented. How disappointed not to have found the bones of the holy man. No wonder he hated the inhabitants so. To him they must have seemed like barnacles mindlessly clinging to a mercy seat. Why cling so hard to the rock? Because it is the only thing that stops us from sliding into the ocean. Into oblivion.
I would argue that this barbed wire fence is also stopping you from sliding into the ocean and into oblivion. And apparently neither did he eat nor drink. Whatever the heck that means. Let's go down and see this ship. What could possibly go wrong? I hope this culminates into a spectacularly epic boss battle at the end. I know that's not going to happen, but I can hold my hopes out, can't I? Let's see. Now the chances are I'm meant to be taking this a lot more seriously. But where is the fun in that? Come on, trigger some dialogue. There is stuff strewn all over the gaff from what would appear to be this ship running ashore. Ashore. Aground. Aardvark. Apple. Apricot. Wood. Woody wood. Not tinny. No. Let us pause for a moment and enjoy the sound of the wind and the rustling leaves. Admittedly, this is merely an excuse for me to take a swig of beer. But bear with me. Bear with me. It's been a long day. What
There must be a hole in the bottom of the boat.
Really?
How else could new hermits have arrived?
There must be a hole in the bottom of the boat. How else would it be sunken? What else would be the result of the catastrophic going aground of the ship? And there's that word ground again. Nice round sound. Ground. And the boat said, I wonder if it'll be friends with me. Hello, ground. Moments that would have been entertaining had I had the webcam on.
I had kidney stones and you visited me in the hospital.
Oh.
After the operation, when I was still half submerged in anesthetic, your outline and your speech both blurred. Now my stones have grown into an island and made their escape, and you have been rendered opaque by the car of a drunk.
Well, that doesn't sound good. And those were some big kidney stones. I mean, really, no wonder you had to have an operation to get those removed, because those... no. This was not passing through. Ooh, a shack. Shack. Down.
I've begun my ascent on the windless slope of the western side. The setting sun was an inflamed eye squeezing shut against the light shone in by the doctors.
What?
My neck is aching through constantly craning my head up to track the light of the aerial. I must look downwards, follow the path under the island to a new beginning.
But here's the thing. The grass is moving. There's clearly wind. This is not a windless side of the island. For there is wind. You lie like a cheap watch. Those were used to take the kidney stones out. But how are they on the island that the kidney stones grew out of? The person singing on the soundtrack is wondering this. Going, I spot a plot hole. Up we go. No, we can't be adventurous. Look, it's stopping me from being adventurous. I want to be adventurous. Oh, there we go. That's better. No. My freedom was short-lived. I was unable to continue walking over the plank until I ran into a rock.
The bothy was constructed originally in the early 1700s. By then, shepherding had formalized into a career. The first habitual shepherd was a man called Jakobsen, from a lineage of migratory Scandinavians. He was not considered a man of breeding by the mainlanders. He came here every summer whilst building the bothy, hoping eventually that becoming a man of property would secure him a wife and a lineage. Donnelly records that it did not work. He caught some disease from his malcontented goats and died 2 years after completing it. There was no one to carve white lines into the cliff for him either.
Not even the goats, and you have to wonder how he caught a disease off them. What was he doing to them? Was he exchanging needles with them? I see where the problem was. Remember, kids, winners don't do drugs. Seriously, don't do drugs. Click. Oh, it's another electronics diagram? Diodes of some sort? Okay. The soundtrack's very nice. Somehow reminiscent of Braid, but without the complexity or catchiness. No, I really don't want to know. Huh? Broken window, a room, lack of door, another room.
When the oil lamps ran out, I didn't pick up a torch, but used the moonlight to read by.
So what do I have in my hand now?
When I've pulled the last shreds of sense from it, I will throw Donnelly's book from the cliffs, and perhaps myself with it. Maybe it will wash back up through the caves and erupt from the spring when the rain comes, making its return to the hermit's cave. Perhaps it will be back on the table when I wake. I think I may have thrown it into the sea several times before.
And you better wrap up warm because it's cold out there. Ah, hello. I can see a light under out of the... Yes. Let us head over here. Let us head this way. Hello. I saw movement. There is another living being on this island. They have a lamp. Quick, no clip. ID clip. IDDQD. IDKFA. Is this the cliff I meant to throw myself off? I wonder.
He left his body to the medical school and was duly opened out for a crowd of students 21 days after his passing. The report is included in my edition of his book. The syphilis had torn through his guts like a drunk driver, scrambling his organs like eggs on a plate. But enough definition remained for a cursory examination, and, as I suspected, they found clear evidence of kidney stones. He's likely to have spent the last years of his life in considerable pain. Perhaps this is the root of his laudanum habit. Although its use makes him an unreliable witness, I find myself increasingly drawn into his orbit.
Drawn into his orbit. Okay. Captain's log. Stardate. Supplemental. We have found kidney stones in this man. We have opened them and fried them. Double side, easy. With slightly runny yolks. They could really do with a functioning lighthouse, the amount of shipwrecks they get on this bloody island. With. I would appear to be a disembodied orb of some sort. I used to be a cat. Every day the same. I guess I can walk through some pieces of wood, but not the others. Arbitrary, unilaterally decided clipping. Oh, look, there's a light in the distance, so who are we going to see now? You know, I'm not even going to bother going down that ravine there. I'm just going to go straight for the cave. Hello, cave. Is this the bit where I find Esther? Ah, candles. Candles you were talking about earlier. Some things are starting to make sense. Another loading screen. It didn't tell me to come back.